Hey guys, what's up? In this After Effects tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to create a very cool Instagram story animation inside of After Effects without using any plugins. Now, if you want to showcase your animation in this kind of cool mockups, then make sure to check out our 2000 plus graphics pack from Video Hive. Now, the best part is that before you purchase the pack, you can try out our mini version which contains 150 plus animations with free After Effects extension included. It took me and my team around 4 months to build this complete pack from scratch, and it contains some very stylish and trending animation style. Also, if you purchase this pack right now, you will be getting our 330 plus motion graphics pack absolutely free. All you have to do is after you purchase the pack, go to our profile page and message us #DopeGIF. That's it. It's a limited time offer, so make sure you check it out. All the links will be in the description below. Alright guys, here we are in After Effects. So let's start by creating a new composition. Let's call this IG for Instagram. And for the width, I'll set this to 1080, and for the height, we will go with 1920, 30 fps and 6 seconds long. You can of course, increase the duration to 12 to 15 seconds, but just for tutorial's sake, I'm going to keep it 6 seconds. Hit OK. So let's create a new solid by hitting Ctrl Y on the keyboard. Let's call this BG for background, and let's hit OK. I'm going to go into the effects and fill, and let's quickly add a fill on this. Make it a nice kind of a darker gray color or kind of a lighter black color. Okay, so that looks good. Let's drag and drop in our product, that is the earphone that we have. Let's scale that down to around 60%. That looks good. So the idea here is to first completely design our Instagram story, and then we will start with the animation process. So that is the way that I like to work, is that first we create the complete design, and then one by one we will start animating all the elements of the design. So there we have our background. I'm going to select a rectangular tool, and I'm going to create a shape just like so maybe. And again, I'm going to actually change the color of this, so I can just simply use the color picker to select the color and then select a lighter version of this. So let's go with something like that. So here we have the shape. Now I want to actually increase the roundness of the rectangle, so we can go right here and increase this all the way up. Then unlink this. Let's play around a bit with the size just like so, and let's actually hit R and rotate this a bit. So something like that. Let's put this below our product and actually make this a bit lighter. Something like that looks good. Okay, so there we have our complementary shape for the design. Also, we can actually rotate this a bit, just a touch, and that is looking pretty good. Let's select the text tool to add some nice elements. So I'll just click and hit X and make this actually a white color. For the font, let's go with maybe monumental. There we go. Let's increase the size really high. And we will be using this shapes as complementary shapes for our design. I think this is going to be a bit too, thick for the liking. So let's go with a Nexa font actually. Nexa black. I'm not really sure if that's the font I use, so I'll just go back and let's see which font did we use. So we used the Monumental Extended actually, but the regular version. So I'm going to select that. Let's hit Control Z and go with the regular version. Yep, that is what I was going for. And let's increase the size all the way up. Let's put this below the earphones, and I'm going to keep it something like that. Actually also increase the size of this, so hit U 2 times to reveal all the properties, and let's increase that up just like so. Maybe call this shape. Very important to rename things. And also we can scale that up a bit and place it something like that. Okay, let's hit Control D to duplicate it. Let's place this one right over here maybe, and let's set this to stroke of 2 pixels. So that is looking pretty good. Maybe adjust the position a bit, something like that. Hit Control D, and I'm going to place one right over here. And we can actually make the shape align with this. So I can select the shape, hit R, and I rotate this a bit so that it aligns up just like that. And let's place this one. Let's go to 42, I think. Yeah, perfect. And actually hit U 2 times and increase the size a bit. Okay. If I hit Control Shift H to hide all the control layers, you can see our design is looking very nice. Let's go ahead and add some context for our design. So I'm going to select the text tool, and actually let's lock these layers up so we don't get messed up with them. So select the text tool and let's type in the name. That is the noise shots experts. Noise shots. Let's go back to the fill. There you go. Let's bring down the size a bit. Also, I'm going to align this, go into the paragraph and set this to center. So there we have our text. Hit Control D to duplicate it. Let's call this experts. All right, maybe I'll increase or bring down the size actually of this one. And just play around a bit with the spacing. Okay, that looks good. Let's add some more context to this. So basically I can just simply copy paste the context from here. That is truly wireless, Bluetooth and smart touch, just to save some time. So I'm gonna hit Control C. Let's select the text tool, hit Control V, and I can align it. And for this I'm using the Nexa bold regular with, let's go with actually 28 pixels, align it into the center. If you don't see this align tab, you can find it under Windows and you'll find it aligned right over here at the top most corner. And yeah, one more thing that I wanted to tell you guys is to download this free script, that is the keyframe wingman, which will help us with the animation. It is an absolute free script. I'll mention the link into the description. And this comes with the animation composer. So you will get 3 different scripts, but we need only the keyframe wingman and the move anchor point that comes with the animation composer. This is a different one. But with the animation composer, you will get a free version of the anchor point script as well. So you can use that one. And let's actually select this text, hit Control D, move this below. Let's make this www.noise.com. And basically let's increase the size and the spacing and align it right over here. Maybe it's a bit too much. Let's go 34. Okay, so there we go. The last thing I'm going to do is add some background for this, because at the moment it's looking pretty plain. So hit Control D to duplicate the earphones, pull this at the very back, increase the scale just like so, and let's bring down the opacity to around 10. So that is looking pretty good. Also, pretty quickly, let's do a simple color correction. So create a new adjustment layer, call this CC for color correction, and go into Fix and Preset and type in curves. Double click, and I'm gonna go into the blue channel and increase that up a bit, just so we get a really nice blue fill to the complete theme. Go back into the RGB and let's punch up the colors a bit, just like so. So you can see before and after a lot of difference. So our design is ready. Now let's start animating this. So I'm going to hide everything for now, and let's actually start from the background. So let's go to 1 second, select the background and hit P to bring down the position properties, create a keyframe go back and pull this down just like so. Let's go back to 1 second again, and this time I'm going to turn on the earphones, hit P to bring down the position, go back and bring that down as well. There you go. Now I can select this, and now we will be using the keyframe wingman. So this makes it a lot easier to actually tweak the keyframes instead of jumping into the graph editor. So I'll hit F9 first of all to easy ease the keyframe. And if I just jump into the graph editor, select the points, and now I can easily, edit the graph editor. So I'll set this to 100 and maybe bring that down to somewhere around 30, and let's see the animation. Yep, that is what I wanted to go for. As you can see, looks very nice. And also I'm going to add a little bit of scale animation onto the earphones. So select that, hit S, create a keyframe, go all the way up to 6 seconds, and let's make this 75. So we have a little bit of scaling animation. I think it's a bit too much, so I'll go with 70. Okay. That is looking pretty good actually. Now let's turn on the background earphones. So I will add a very simple opacity animation to this. So select this, hit T, bring down the opacity to 0, go to around 2 seconds and set this to 10. So now we have a little bit of opacity animation. Also I can switch to 16 bits per channel so we don't get any kind of color bendings. Then we have our shape, so let's animate that as well. So I'll go around 2 seconds, select the shape layer, hit P to bring down the position, create a keyframe, go to maybe somewhere around, let's go to 1 second actually, and drag this out just like so. So now we have a pretty simple animation. Let's select this and just click on this icon to apply the same animation. As you can see, looks pretty nice. There you go. Let's turn on the CC so you can get the feel of it. Okay, so that is looking pretty good. Let's turn on all the X layers that we have. Go to 2 seconds, select all of them, that is the 3 layers. Hit P to bring down the position properties, create a keyframe, go to 1 second, and I'm going to actually select this one, move this to the left holding shift, move this one to the right holding shift, and move this one to the top holding shift. Now what I'm going to do is select this keyframes, link this up, and actually set this up to around somewhere around 90. So we have a much more snappy animation. As you can see, looks really cool. Then I'll go somewhere around there. Let's go to 1 second and 25 frame. Okay, and hit S to bring down the scale properties. Also make sure the anchor point is into the center. Create a keyframe on the scale, go to around 3 seconds and set this to, let's go with 100. Select all the keyframes and click on this icon. So we have a secondary animation of a nice snap. As you can see, maybe a bit more closer, just like so. 2 second and 15 frames should work. Okay, that is looking good. Select our text, so let's animate this one. So select the noise short text, go into the properties, go into animate and add a position. I'll go to 2 seconds and 15 frames. Let's bring that down to around, let's go with 60. And also I'll go into the property and add an opacity. Let's bring that down to 0. Go into the range selector, advanced properties, set this to ramp up, increase the ease high and ease low all the way up to 100. And then I can simply animate the offset. So let's set the offset to 100, create a keyframe, go back to 1 second and 15 frames and set this to -100. So we have a nice text animation, as you can see. Now I'll go to around, let's go to maybe 2 seconds. Select the text, hit S, create a keyframe, go to 3 seconds and set this to let's set this to maybe 1110. One thing that I forgot is to move the anchor point into the center. Okay, select it and apply the animation, and as you can see we have this nice little animation. Now let's select our second text, and I'm going to hit T to create a keyframe on the opacity, set this to 0. Also I'm going to hit S to create a keyframe on the scale property, set this to, let's set this to maybe 50. Hit U so we can see all the keyframes that we created. Go right over here, set the opacity to 100 and increase the scale to 100. Select the keyframe and apply the keyframe animation from right here. You can see this looks super nice. There we go. And finally we have our bottom content. So let's actually select this animator, hit Control C to copy paste the animator. I'll go to around 2 sec or maybe 2 seconds and 15 frames. Select both of these and hit Control V, so all of them have the same animation. But if I hit U 2 times and just go into the advanced properties, change the based on from character to words, so we have a little bit of different animation, as you can see. Same I'm gonna do with this one. Set this from character to words. You can see that is looking very nice. Also for the background, I'm going to add a little bit of rotation to this. So hit R to create to bring down the rotation, create a new keyframe, go forward and rotate this a bit, just a touch. And I think this is looking pretty nice. Now the last thing that I want to add is a nice shadow for our earphones, so that it looks a bit more, it gets a bit more depth into the scene. So to do that, let's select the shape layer tool. Actually I'm gonna select the ellipse tool, make this nice dark black. Let's zoom in a bit and hold Alt and actually hold Control and create a shape just like that. And go to effects and preset and type in fast blur. Where is it? Okay, there we go. Let's increase that up and repeat. Oh, keep it off actually. So we have a nice shadow. Let's hit T and we can adjust the intensity depending on the look you want to go with. So something like that. You can also play around with the shape. So I can tweak the shape a bit just to get a much more, convincible drop shadow. And maybe move this a bit. Let's call this shadow and click right here so we can add a parent option and parent this to the earphones so that it moves along with them. There you go. Looks pretty cool. So as you can see, using some very simple steps, you can create this cool looking Instagram story animation inside of After Effects without using any plugins. So that is a wrap for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, then please do subscribe, comment and like, and don't forget to check out our 200 plus motion graphics pack on VideoHive. It is absolutely amazing and very useful. It comes with a free extension as well, so you're gonna save a lot of time using this. And yes, we are working on a very cool update which will be happening soon, so yeah, stay tuned for that if you have already purchased it. So that is all for today, guys. I hope I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care and always stay raw, stay creative. Peace out.